Hey, good morning. Chuck here with Apple Drains. Today I'd like to show you how you can install a French drain all by yourself. You don't need any special material. Yes, I'm using a trencher, but you don't have to have a trencher. You could dig this by hand. Materials less than $100. Total time about an hour and a half.
So basically, we're going to put a trench. We'll have to go underneath of this deck, the deck here, because on the other side of the deck, over here, this is where it really floods. So we'll put a trench under the deck, connect to this trench, which will go out underneath of the fence, and then over down into the culvert. Okay, so we've got our trench down in here. These are rain barrels that are used to catch water and do laundry, but you can see how wet and muddy it is over here. This is sand, and of course it does go down, but every time it rains it just floods up all up underneath of the deck. So we've got our trench, and it runs on down. Need to clean it out here where we've made the turns, but I was able to get underneath of the walkway. You can see it goes underneath there and turns. And over here on the other side, we've got our trench going out and under the fence. I was also able to get on the other side of the fence. Let's take a look real quick. There was new sod laid over here, a new culvert. So I had to be really careful as I brought the machine across, but we're going to discharge right down here. This is quite low, and you can see the trench goes up and under the fence. So once we clean it out, we'll bring our pipe out. We might come around or just go through the sod right here over to this corner, but for right now I think that'll work really good. I mean really good. Okay, so we're laying our pipe down in the trench. Usually I just step it down with my foot. It's okay if there's roots. It won't make any difference. And if you've got a slight uphill rise to it, it's still not going to make any difference to your drain at all. You come to the corner, you got to pull it tight and push it down in. You can see we're going underneath of the deck, and we'll come up on the other side. Here we are on the other side. Sorry, trying to do this with one hand and my foot. Push it down in your trench, and again, you'll go right through your roots. Your trencher cut those roots really well, and just continue stepping it down into the bottom of your trench. You can see we're going under the fence, but there's our trench. It's kind of hard to see, it's so bright out here. We've got our pipe laid down in the trench. It goes underneath of the walkway and all the way around the RV. Here we are on the other side. Same thing, it's just going through an area of palmettos, which really are tough to get through. So once you've got your pipe installed, remember that we just used the corrugated and we bent it up to make a 90. We need to put some weight on here, so we're throwing some sand and dirt here just to hold this pipe down. And now we can go ahead and cover the rest of this line all the way out to the street. The easiest way to cover that I found is to turn your rake upside down and just push your soil back into your trench. It's heavy, but if you use your body weight, it'll push it right over. If it's too heavy, then you're going to have to move some of it with the shovel. This is wet sand, and it is heavy, but you can see the rake pushes it right over on the trench. A lot of rain, hurricane season coming. It's always good to get your drainage in before the really wet season comes. So out here at the end of our line, we're just going to cut it off. We can always come back and add more to this and go further down into the culvert, but I think this will work good. So just pull your sand back and you can see it just comes right out on top of the ground. We need to throw some sand on it though to hold it down. This corrugated stuff's great, but it's like a slinky. So if you want to see if your system works before you put your grate on the top of your drain, you can stick a garden hose in there. You can see water coming in there really nice. Now I don't use a garden hose actually, but I use rainwater. I collect it in rain barrels. I use a pump because there's no water out here on the property. So we have to use all the rainwater for cleaning. That's why you see the suds down there, because I've done some laundry here this morning in one of the tubs, and the pump has just got some soap on it. But don't forget, if you've got a girlfriend or wife, no matter how hard you work, they appreciate if you pick them a nice little flower. Hey, this is Chuck with Apple Drains, reminding you that if you believe you can do something, I guarantee you can do it. Have a great day.